Hello Guardians, my name is May, and today I will be showing off my sword build, and Stasis build, I guess. Just my build, I guess. This is just the Bearheart build. So I guess let's go over what we got. We've got my Peace Bond with Unstoppable, 3-round burst. On kill, its reload is Tunnel Vision. On precision kill, it generates a stasis crystal, which is one of these guys. Now these guys, you can see on the left hand side there, they make it so I take less damage. They generate shards if I destroy them, which give me an overshield. It makes my grenade ability specifically regenerate faster. You'll also see that I got charged with light. That's from a mod I'll go over later. Ability regeneration or something for just a second. But yeah, you see the grenades going super fast now. The wall's gone, I got the grenade back. And all of these are helping me get my melee energy back, which is helping me get my walls back because of the grenade energy. And I'm also getting an overshield, which now when I block, they have to shoot through my overshield first. And every single time I destroy a shard, I continue to prolong or regain that overshield. So that's what its synergy with my sword is. With the gun here, Beast Bond, its synergy is that stasis weapon boost that comes from a well of might, or like font of might or something like that. Anyways, it's a mod. Every time I pick up a shard, which is an elemental shard, which generates, basically works the same way as a well would this season, but for stasis, I get two charges of charge with light, an overshield. Because I shattered a crystal, I'm getting grenade regeneration. Because I'm gathering a shard, I'm getting melee regeneration. And because I'm standing near shards, or frozen enemies, I'm getting damage resistance on top of my overshield, or just if I'm below shield health, or below shield area, this will then just be a chunk of health. So I mean, it's just useful. Trying to think anything else that would be useful to go over specifically for the shards aspect of this. I guess let's go over what I've got going on here. I've got Glacier Grenades, Shiver Strike, Howl of the Storm for better super shards, and for the sliding melee, for that like line of crystals, this thing. Yeah. I've been dying for one of those since I saw it on Hunter on the Middle Tree arc. So anyways, the shards are really important because the crystals are really important because the shards are really important. So Tectonic Harvest being a thing, every time you shatter a crystal it generates a shard, huge. That's where the melee energy comes from. And then I just have all of these synergize really well with the crystals. And then this, every time you generate or shatter a stasis crystal, this is where the grenade recharge is coming from. Did I say the grenade is coming from this? This is where the melee is coming from. Grenade recharge is coming from this. It's also got some extra stats attached to it. All these do, except for this one. Nearby stasis shards track to your position. So that was useful for the melee energy and also the overshield for Whisper of Rhyme here. And then this is the anytime you're standing near a crystal or frozen enemies, you get damage reduction. All super useful things. And then all those together gave me some stats that I liked, especially since the melee and the super are the weakest part of this kit. This works out really well for me. 50 mobility, I use a sword. I need to get in there, chop you down before you can kill me through my blocking, or, you know, whatever means. High resilience, not the highest resilience, but that's because I need the 100 discipline. So both of these are really good. Recovery is really good. I can just throw it on a wall, make another wall with the melee ability, and then put down my actual wall ability, and I can get myself covered from basically all sides. Like if I go like this, mean, there's some weak points in there, but come at me, like, actually. And then if I need anything else from that, shatter all that. I've got an overshield and a wall still. What have you got? It's really nice. I like it a lot. Ice is nice, and swords are very nice. Together, they just do really well. They also feel very similar, like the sword does this motion, and that's the exact same motion as the supers thing. Hi, sorry to interject here. Past me, I had recorded it, like, this session several times, so I actually did not explain in that particular session what my peace bond is so useful for. And that's emergency crystals. And also just hella strong damage and stasis weapon boost. Let me just show you all. Tunnel vision. Reload increases target acquisition, aim down spike, and aim down sights. Precision final blows generate a stasis crystal with headstone. So, if I miss my headstone, okay, cool. I didn't get it. It's going to be hard not to hit the headshot with the tunnel vision. Okay, so that's all I wanted to show. Just a little bit there, because I absolutely think that video over how useful it is if I don't know other abilities up. Even if I do, like, it's just useful. There's tunnel vision. You get just that. It's just strong donkey. And actually, there's one more thing I want to show off before I end this clip. It's an interjection clip, so I'm pretty sure I don't show it off later. My favorite little sort of, if I show it off later, you know what? The skip points to the back hole. So you can throw that down, charge it, do a big thing, jump up. It's so much fun to do that on enemies, because they just die. The amount of shattered crystals in the aim is just amazing. Okay, for real. So, let's get back in here real quick, because this is such a... I've already discussed what this does. As far as elemental stuff, the stasis stuff is just for killing. This is like hella strong against anything, really. This is for solar, void, and then my helmet deals with arc with reactive pulse. When I have charge with light, which is I can get anytime I shatter a crystal, which is basically all the time. I actually overcap on charge with light so much I wonder if there's an easier way to, like, I mean, you know what I mean. I wish I could utilize it more without utilizing it more. But this is really important because of the overshield it gives you when you finish people. But for elemental stuff, anytime I have a charge with light, if I get hit, I like explode into a arc pulse, which will knock out any arc shields, and then I can, I can basically bait it by going in, hit me, exploding with arc and counterattack, flash countering, whatever, just hit me, It's very, very synergistic to the way I play, and it covers a base that I don't have covered by my selection of weapons, like, at all. I don't really need a barrier one, so I can drop Ariana's whenever I need it. But it's like I use bows a lot, and Izanagi's because it looks like a giant sword, and it is a sword motif, and Rat King because, like, being able to go invisible is super cool. But yeah, that's the general build there. And then for the sword portion, here are the mods. Sword portion, sword ammo finder, sword reserves, sword scav, and then passive guard and loosened blade. Passive guard is just extra damage reduction when anything's near you trying to hit you, and loosened blade is charge rate up and damage up for 5 seconds when you're charged with light. Consumes a stack, so here, see how fast it goes. Useful. Very useful. And then obviously the charge with light damage is very useful too. And then my exotic, I will never take these off. These have been on since the day I got them. So we get maximizes guard and equips swords. Basically, damage resistance out the butt. Shots blocked immediately after guarding will heal you. AKA, these are the clutch gauntlets and the anti-invader gauntlets, I want to say. I do some nasty stuff with these in Gambit. I usually only play PvE. I do play some PvP, but Gambit and PvE is where the setup really shines. I have done some surprising kills on people in PvP, but that's the real area where it goes to shiggity shine. Some hand cannon scavenger for Ariana's because it only has 30 shots, so 10 shots per brick is pretty nice, especially on an auto reloading close range and long range hand cannon, which works really well ADS and hipfire. Font of Might, obviously, with the peace bond makes it really strong. Elemental shards, yada yada yada. I think I've just gone in circles here, so let's just go down and show it off real quick. I may not have gone over this, but I'll just do it real quick. Jagged Edge, super strong, little less ammo. Best guard, lower rate, negated by loosened charge, or loosened blade, charge rates. Flash counter and counterattack synergize really well. Anything hits you with a melee attack, it is weakened for everyone. But because I weakened it with a counterattack, I'm also doing extra damage. This is just awesome. Because I'm also using the Strongholds, which give me health on perfect guard, which I have 3 skills that are relying on me blocking right, and they all are awesome. So yeah. These are my sword kills. No, wait, no, that's not my sword kills. Is that my sword kills? Eee. Okay, there we go. 12,978. So yeah, pretty good sword kills. And my finisher, you'll see that in a moment here. It'll come in clutch, I'm sure. Alright, let's go this way. Block the fall damage. Didn't really need to do this, but let's do it. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is drop a melee or shard thing here, so these back. So I'm getting the headshot there, things coming out. Toggle, or gonna trigger tunnel vision there. Shield's still going. Shadows, 1 alive, or damage resistance. Overshield. I'll super freeze all these guys. So that might be. That's basically it. It's just a destruction machine. I'll show off a boss here in a little while, but that's the gist of it. The sword build. Be right back. Alrighty, so I'm gonna do a strike here. Just I think it's Void, Grenadier, and something else. I'll know in a minute. Yep, still same setup as before. We'll see how it goes in a Void Singe environment. Good lord, this is taking much longer. There we go. Oh, you know what? I may have moved this from my SSD. That may be why. Okay. Rockazon. Not the best one to show up, but
no more enemies in here. There are plenty outside, though. Get me to a console and we'll get out there.
Alright. Yeah, I don't really need any of the other stuff. Like, it's just supplemental to my really strong sword already. I just need that. You just do that to players too. They see you. Oh, and that's my strat for quick moving. You can jump and go like this.
There's a high concentration of solar
straight,
energy over there.
predictable line. So that's really useful too. Basically skating with this too. So I guess if you ever did take a K for like ball carrier. Actually, I don't know if I can swim. Oh well. But I want to achieve that being brand. This is how I get good at my understanding this game. How much time is going to take to make stuff. Specifically, King's Fall. Yeah, see that giant yellow bar. If I go kill it, red bar here, it should be much smaller. I'm not sure if that actually dictates the because it's kind of hard to. There's no testing room anymore, so it's kind of hard to do that stuff. Testing it, not just stuff. I guess I should have clarified there. Alright, so we're gonna skip a lot of the stuff here. That's how much, for reference, a non-weakened enemy heavy swing does 170k. I don't know how much a normal swing does per number, but I was seeing like 170k stuff. Alright, so this is some more good shiny sword teleportation. Flurry of shards. Get up here. Oh shoot. Hit the switch down there, hopefully my teammates will do it. And doesn't look likely. running a little low on sword ammo though, so I will be switching to my peace bond for a moment during this little hallway scene here. Jeez. Alrighty. First things first. Let's get some damage on him. Let's move this guy a little lower. Rockets. Jeez. Can we kill him? Hold on. Can we just straight up kill him? Oh, okay. I don't know what happens now. Never. I swear he had a. Oh, okay. Here's sword B-roll in the middle, right as I ran an ammo too. Okay, well, just finish up this one, I guess. I have a feeling he's gonna be back up there, but you know, I'm ready to be surprised. He's not there yet. There he is. Of course, the time I don't have. Aside
That's
from
on.
the weird
The Red Legion will be back to throwing rocks before too long. Great
quick
work.
kill,
You've been hit with a
that
rock?
worked out pretty well.
Don't joke about that. I miss Eris.
Just for some extra footage, I thought I'd show off some of my other builds that don't require, or rather that don't use, specific, not builds, but my other loadouts that I use with the sword. When I don't have the champion mods on, I would typically be using something like grenade. Oops. Yeah, like double grenade to get my grenades back faster, and then my typical loadout because I like using melee weapons and fantasy weapons. Like Destiny's kind of my sci-fi knight fantasy. So typically I'm using a bow of some sort, my sword, and you know, one of my other weapons. Wish Ender is my favorite bow of all time. Actually, let me restate that. It's my favorite exotic bow of all time. My favorite bow of all time that's legendary is Hush, and I really wish they would bring that back. So yeah, Wish Ender I just love. It's just my favorite. I love lining up big shots with like multiple enemies and just going through all of them, and just it's really fun to use in PvP. No one expects it. It's really good for team shooting, etc. Just, you know, basically knowing you see through walls with it. It's good. I like it. It's fun to use. I have no like see people through walls with this thing. If I need to know how many people are in a room or where they're at, I can just... And you don't really have to charge it up all the way for a lot of the shots. The charge is long, but once you're near the top there, it's basically accurate. It's enough to hit, and it's a little bit weaker, but it's such a strong arrow already, it doesn't really matter. So I use that alongside a shotgun, typically. This or the Ikelos shotgun. Then the other main loadout, this guy with my Izanagi. because, I mean, what's more sword than a giant sword? It's just a gun. Also looks like a sword. So now I have a long range option, and it's a boss destroyer with long range. It's as much as a hit from that, but from range. It's just my sword, but from range. This was my loadout until I got that peace bond recently. Chaperone, just fun shotgun, good ranged. It's like a good mid-range option, so either of these work fine. You can use Point of the Stag, do for PvP loadout. Dead Man's Tail, also another just really fun one to use. Just lasts for long range. Then with some certain setups, like when you have the boots that let you fly and shoot when you're hip firing with perfect accuracy, that's a really fun combo. But otherwise, it's a boss destroyer, it's a player destroyer, it's a really good gun. Ager Scepter finally gives me a use for my super, because this thing just melts things, ironically, because it's ice. But yeah, let's see, I almost have my super, so let's see if I get some hand. There we go, perfect. So if I do this, it'll supercharge the shots to freeze on like press, and it'll drain your super the entire time. You can toggle that off whenever. So it's really cool. Ha, press the button. And then we got the Rat King for another just fun. You know you need to get in there, but there's too many of them, so you just wanna. It's basically I don't have a hunter anymore, so this is my workaround for a lot of those encounters that a hunter was useful for, like specifically what's the Heart of the Pack, Vanish and Smoke. So anytime I got regenerating and I'm invisible for a pretty decent chunk of time. That's basically it as far as primaries go. Then I usually use this now, or a bow of some sort. And then I have a really good heritage. It's got recombination, reconstruction. Got everything I want on it. And this thing's just a destroyer. Just take it out after it's a while. Just kill it. It's really funny. In terms of secondaries, Divinity for help for other people. I found that I'm a trace rifle person and a bow person alongside the sword thing. I actually really like trace rifles. Specifically this one is the best one in the world. But Divinity, it's a targeted, you just hold the button and it makes a little orb in area for you. So let me show you that. So Divinity. Perfect. That's right on time. Likes to go orange, and it should be good. Alright, so some damage resistance. There it is. Barely see. If anyone were to hit that, that would have been a crit spot for everything. So it doesn't work on some enemies, but it does work well on most bosses. So I'd say it's bad on that thing in particular. The other trace rifle I'm in love with is Ruinous Effigy because it's a special sword, basically. And let's not jump around the issue there. That's super cool. And Bungie needs to make more special ammo, melee weapons, and specialty weapons, because it's a lot of fun. And while the gunplay is awesome, sometimes I just want to smack the heck out of things. And by sometimes, I mean all the time. So this just gives me a longer range option. alongside fun. I can have fun weakening the enemy and also just playing like a sword, basically. Just need some special ammo. This would work better if I had a quick gun or something. Oh, probably that's part. Goodness, they do not want to give me anything special. I mean, at this point, I'm just doing the launch thing. There we go. Okay. So, this bad boy. Kill him, it turns him into orbs, which now either functionally use that as a sword, it's also a blind and a weakness. So any of these enemies are weakened and blinded. It's also a dot. In order to drain my health as long as it's one, but I can slam it, kill them all, get the next one. Also regen health, and it's not draining yours. You're hitting things with the right click, so just like this group of enemies. Slam them shut. It's a pretty slick weapon. And it works at decent range too. It's a trace rifle, it's really easy, just aim it, get down. It's not as good as it used to be. It used to be able to block with these strongholds if it had some synergy. I'm pretty sure that's just gone entirely. And obviously against enemies like this, it might be a little hard to utilize, but it's got a good it's good. It's a good thing. Okay, let's see how carry this anyway. Just a moment. While I swap to Ticcu's. Ticcu's is my AoE bow. Like this. Shoot anything that does blow up. So it's just like really, really strong. I'll show you how these stasis work. There should have been a bunch of. Hello? Oh, I understand. Okay, so now. Well, that worked a little too well. But that's an AoE thing. This is a charged up and has that like little thing on the right there's flashing in the very beginning. It's like bright orange like that. Or bright like that was it's inflicted poison damage there. So whenever I hit with that, like if I hit a headshot on it, it's gonna explode and do a giant like firefly effect of damage. So while I'm this isn't really gonna put together video, so forgive me for the weird transitions, but it gives me time to talk, so that helps. So let's just do this real quick. There you go. Missed. No poison because I held it too long, but you can reset it with the just press the button. My goodness, I cannot hit a headshot. There we go. Killed that thing up there. There. So, not my favorite bow for PvE, but it's a void bow. You know, I can carry my bows and my swords. Great one, classic. monthly for good reason. Trinity Ghoul. It's the bow that you don't shoot. You just aim. Things die. I think this is specifically coming from the Catalyst. I believe when you get kills with the lightning, it now. Oh, any arc final damage. So, yeah, before you had to get the bow. But now you can just flop it if you want everyone. Kill something. Lightning rod proccing. Actually aim as well as to shoot the ground, basically. It's really fun playstyle. It pairs well with this because it's AoE clear. I don't have an answer for solar though. That's the only downside to some of these builds. Other than that, like, I basically have 2 other swords. Really crazy DPS ones go like this and rev it up. You hit and it builds up Banshee's whale stacks, and then you expend them all. This is just the classic swing, 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 swing. Void sword from Destiny 1 attack. This is functionally the same move. Teleport attached to it. Then Sleeper Sen I'll show. I get some more sword ammo. There's a brick over there. Oh, so we got the Black Talon, which is ranged attack, 2 in a row, very strong, but its catalyst synergizes really well with the Strongholds because perfect guarding increases the damage. It's basically counterattack, but for a long range sword. So I'm running out of Fallen to test this on. There we go. Some right there. Look at me. There we go. Reversal. Reversal. Like double damage. It's good stuff. It's a fun sword, but I like the Throne Cleaver more, or Crown Splitter. Obviously, Sleeper Sen is same as it ever was, except it's that. That's it. Or at least it's less like bounce back and kill you style. Very powerful this season. But yeah, that's basically it. I mean, that's not basically it, that is it. I only ever use these otherwise for movement stuff, not these ones in particular. But yeah, that's the alternate loadouts and stuff. Oh, God, when I was really early but didn't show it off, my grenade kickstarts without even gathering anything up. That's my grenade recharge with 2 of those on. It's not the best, but that's a quarter of my stone back. I didn't have to destroy others, I just chose to. Before I could, like almost before I could finish reloading, I was back up to full grenades. Not terrible, but you need champion wise.